Okay. Hi. It's pretty late, so I'll try to cut it short and let you all go away. This is a talk about Glass, so I couldn't stop myself putting one on. I'm just wondering if anyone here really does any development for Google Glass. No one? Okay, it's a good talk to start. So first, a little about myself. I'm a developer working on Android at Intel. I'm an Eclipse committer. Recently, I wrote a book which will be published in December, I believe. I'm organizing a user group in Istanbul, and I try to attend conferences and give talks time to time. More about me. While I was preparing for this talk, I realized there's a strange pattern. When I had my Amiga, I was trying to run MS-DOS and GW Basic on it. Then, when I had my first PCs, while other friends were using Windows or MS-DOS, I was trying to play with Linux. Then I had a small Mac Mini. It was pretty cheap. It was the time they were changing the CPUs and architecture. Then I thought, okay, this is PPC, so I can run the new version of Amiga OS on this. Then, I think 2 years ago, I got the Chromebook, and I said, why not running Ubuntu on top of it? So it was a little tiny font and Windows, but it was good. It was pretty much the same on web. When we had the first browsers, I was, instead of HTML, I was trying to run applets and do something like desktop development on a browser. Then we had more modern browsers. I'm not sure if Internet Explorer qualifies to be one. But then I started moving to Flash and still do something other than HTML on browsers. Then the mobile devices came out, and guess what? This time I tried HTML on mobile devices instead of doing the native development. So I tried like UI frameworks, the other JavaScript frameworks to fix JavaScript, and some frameworks to not write JavaScript like GUID. Actually, I found one pretty good. It was based on GUID and had mobile widgets, so you can have native look. So, okay, there's something wrong with me. I'm just trying to run something different on the native platform. When it was Amiga, I was using MS-DOS, then it was Chromebook, I was using Linux, and now it's mobile, I'm trying to put HTML5 in. So let's come back to the Glass and see what can we do different on Google Glass. First of all, Google Glass is a lot of fun, but it's still barely socially acceptable. People freak out, or you take too much attention. Let's briefly talk about the technical specs. It is a tiny little CPU which is designed to not use a lot of power, so you can have battery lasting a day. It's running on Android, which hopefully will get the latest version. It has quite a big memory. You can record almost a day. It's something like a screen floating in front of you. If you haven't used it already, it has some bone induction which can translate the sound to your skull. So you kind of feel you're hearing something. It's kind of weird because once I tried Google Glass with my headphones on, so I was listening music from my phone through the headphones, and suddenly I think I received a phone call over Glass, so my brain freaked out because I realized I had the headphones on, so I couldn't get any sound from outside, but there was some sound coming from outside, and human brain is really weird when you trick the brain and just put something not usual. So it has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It has a pretty good camera, which can also shoot nice videos. What this means in real life is it's a hands-free cam. You can reply SMS and email. Usually the apps are designed to have little interaction. But as I mentioned before, you get too much attention. I really love to make other people try the glass, but you usually have questions like, may I try, or how much you paid, did you pay for it, or did they give it to you? I paid for it, by the way. And it may disturb the people around you. So that's a photo I took few months ago. Probably I wouldn't be taking this picture if I didn't have the glass, because I was driving and it would be not the wise thing to do, just like the bus driver was doing. There was no U-turn, but he was doing a U-turn. And he blocked the traffic like 20 minutes or something like that. And you can also take selfies. Okay, let's talk about development. You have two options to develop apps for Google Glass. If you're coming from an Android background, you can dive into the GDK and you will have a similar Android experience with some limitations, like you won't have a touch screen. So if you are planning to write the next generation of Angry Birds, you need to think something else for the user input. You have a touchpad, you have voice interactions, and you usually build your apps to rely on actions like start a run or take a picture. There is one other option. If you're coming from a web background, you can do web development for Glass. What you basically do is you just create very little tiny pages with simple layouts, because you can't just put a lot of text and images to a very tiny little screen. You use the similar OAuth flow, and the Glass team provides Java, Python, and PHP starter apps. So these are basically simple web pages which works on links and uses the OAuth, but it doesn't have an emulator. So how to get a Glass and how to really try and build something for Google Glass. One other question you will come up with is, okay, if you want to do web development on this, the native developers have some tools, but what about the web counterpart? How can you build apps for HTML apps for Google Glass? So, building Glassware is worth compared to building native ones. You can start with downloading a starter app and extending it. You need to implement OAuth flow, which can be troublesome if you're not really familiar with the process. You need to test the layouts, which are actually HTML pages, so you can use a browser, kind of. But still, it would be a little different and hard if you don't have a Glass. And also, you need to find some tricks to make Google think you have a Glass, so they enable the API for you. So we have a tool for you if you're interested in building web apps for Glass. It was started by a previous colleague of me, Naji Dai, which who is also responsible for WebTools platform and Libra, which we used to work on it. It's an open source project on GitHub, so you can just download or contribute some stuff on it. It's Eclipse based, and if you're not really interested in seeing the code, you can use the update site and just install the plugins to your Eclipse. One thing we noticed is usually people fail to install a Google plugin for Eclipse before downloading the Glassmaker. So one thing to note is you need the Google plugin for Eclipse to make the Glassmaker work. So the goals of Glassmaker is to flatten the learning curve of the Mirror API and support the Java best practices. And also, we try to encourage people to share tools and contribute, building on and making the tools better. So what features we have currently? We have almost all the card templates which Glass has. All the projects are based on Eclipse standards. We have Eclipse wizards, so you can just use the included wizards of creating a project or creating new cards. One nice feature is usually people who start developing Glass have problems with the OAuth flow. So we have the Spring security embedded. So all you need to do is just type in your Google ID, client ID, and secret, and the OAuth flow will magically, automatically work for you. We have an emulator. Since it's web, it was pretty easy to emulate. We can just create a small web view and just pretend you're seeing your design on Glass. And one nice feature is we can remote deploy to Glass. You don't need to connect your Glass and do anything. It's HTML5, and the purpose of Glassware is pushing some HTML pages to the Glass. So it doesn't need to be connected, and we can make use of this. To set up, you need to go to the Google Developer Console and enable your Mirror API. Then create a Google API client ID and secret and type it into the Glassmaker, which I'll show later. Okay, later is here. So this is the code I downloaded from GitHub, so I hope someone did not commit a broken feature, which will fail my demo. So you can prefer to just install the plugin from the update site, but I'll just run a new Eclipse and see if it works. I'm just creating a clean workspace from scratch. Okay, this is what you get. It's a regular Eclipse with only Google plugin and Glassmaker plugin installed. So if I click other, now I have a new wizard group called Glassmaker. You can see we have new wizards. Let's start with creating a Glassware project. Let's call it debugged Glass. Here you need to enter your client ID and client secret, which might not be wise to do for me right now. Okay. So it created a web project with JAX-WS and some other features embedded. We have Spring Security, and all the project folders are created for you. Under Web App Assets, oh no, not here, WebInf Cards, you can see the cards which you can just deploy on Glass or create your own. We have two sample ones for you. This is a greeting card. You can see the preview, just like you will see on Glass. And let me change the size of this window. If you have your client ID and secret set it up, you can just click through Glass and it will ask your account to authorize this app to connect to your Glass, and you'll magically see the card on your Glass without connecting or doing anything to debug or run on Glass. So let me show you the other wizard to create a new card, which I find cool. Okay, we have the card templates. So when you choose one, you can see the thumbnail here and basically the code which it will generate here. So we can choose a new card from here to start working on. Let's have this one. So once again, you can see the preview, and if you edit, actually, let me just check. Okay, I think the images are not loading because of the connection. So you can change the text or other properties in the HTML, like okay, this session was 30 minutes. Okay, I'm not going to do this session for 3 times, but yeah, it just works, and you can just push it into your Glass by pushing the through Glass button. What it should be doing would be asking you permission to do the OAuth login for this application, and next you'll have the card on your Glass. So I think that's all I can show on the tool right now. Oh, let me see. We also had a designer here. Okay, my Eclipse is not responding. Okay, we also have a small tab to just drag and drop the cards and elements. So that's the tool. There are not a lot of plugins running underneath. The most important part is we have the UI plugins, which enable you to edit the cards and have the previews, which also triggers the auth mechanism to push the cards to the Glass. We also have the Spring Security, which handles all the auth process. And when you start with a clean workspace, you need to edit the Glassmaker preferences. Let me just make it smaller so I don't expose my client ID and secret. So it will just save your Mirror API ID and secret. So the demo is over, and I think that's all I can show right now. You can just download the code, try it out, and give feedback so we can add new stuff, or you may also want to contribute, and which would be great. If you need help, we have a small FAQ. Most of the help requests usually rely on not installing the Google plugin for Eclipse, and we also have an installation video which you may want to check before trying to install. And I think that's what I can talk about the tool right now. So I'll prefer to get questions if you have any, and let you all go have some beer. Yes? The question is if it's possible to interact with the cam, or what was it? Cam? Okay, basically the native features. So what we do here is we just put a layer between the Mirror API and you. So whatever available in the Mirror API is available for you. Currently, Mirror API does. I need to check what all the feature set what Mirror API currently has. But we can't add new functionality to Mirror API or subtract. So basically, it's just a tool to make an easy use of Mirror API. Anything else? Okay, thank you.